course, for me, love is everything. We all need criticism to keep growing. And ups and downs, especially in life, is healthy. You need to go through those cycles. Only when you go through those cycles will you learn, pick yourself up, and you'll come back stronger. Especially in this industry, you can't write anyone off, or you can't criticize them to a point saying, okay, when there's no vanity, it's not like it's threatening me. I feel more at home. Just me as a person, it takes me some time to shed all my inhibitions with new people. The more time I spend with them, the more comfortable I get. The lesser filters we have, the lesser layers we have, and the more we're connected to the reality. I think it complements us as an actor.
Hi, this is Bhavna and you're watching India Today. Well, today I have someone who has constantly been pushing the boundaries in his own way. He is actually very much revered in South and now in North as well. Chaitanya here joins me for his next film, Thandel. Firstly, a huge welcome to India Today. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for that warm welcome. Thank you so much.
Listen, you have been always warm and you have been receiving a warm welcome when it comes to your film, the characters that you're playing. When I watched the trailer, I was like, okay, firstly, is it okay to call you Chair?
Yes, absolutely.
So I'm going to go with Chair now. But Chair, tell me something. When you're playing a character like this, which has obviously taken a lot from you because you have personally gone and met fishermen because you wanted to get the character right. Almost 2 years of real prep and hard work went behind it.
Right.
And you're used to the ups and lows. But when a film like this, which has taken so much from you as an actor, is up for release, what is the mindset like?
Well, of course, the start to end, I think from the time the script was, not the script, the idea, the director came to me with this idea. It was more like a documentary kind of a form about this true story that happened and the incidents during the timeline. I had heard the idea and then I went to Srikakulam to actually meet the family and to spend some time with them and see what their lifestyle is like and just hear out their challenges and what all they went through over the years and their time in the Pakistan jail and how they came back. So I think from start to end, it was about a year and a half, this journey. You use the word like, what has it taken from me? I don't think it's taken, to answer that, I don't think it's taken anything from me. It's only given me back so much because very rarely do we get these opportunities to play real life characters.
True.
And when we have so much of, usually for films, we have to create our characters, create a sketch. But over here, they're in front of us.
Yeah.
And we have so much data. It's about picking and choosing and sort of putting it together in 2.5 hours.
But I feel that is also very difficult because when you have to just create a character out of nowhere, you have the liberty to use your imagination to do the way you want to. But when you when you're playing real life characters and people you have taken inspiration from, you have to do them right.
True, but you're right in a way, but also there is so much inspiration that you can draw from, those, because when you listen to their stories, like how they're out in the sea, they're out in the sea for 8 months in a year. And when they're out in the sea, there's no network connection or they're completely cut off from reality. And a small thing like when they were stuck in the Pakistan jail, they were communicating through letters. When they were communicating in these letters, 2 pages costed them 2,000 rupees or something like that.
Wow.
And they would earn like 10 rupees in the jail doing odd jobs. So each one had 1 paragraph allotted. And the letters to go and come was 3 months. The travel time. By the time it reached home and they wrote back, it was 3 months. So the communication was only every 3 months. And I'm playing Raju and Sai Pallavi is playing Satya. These guys were in love. They were very deeply in love. There was a beautiful love story back then. So I'm just saying, hearing all these instances really inspired me, and I had a lot of information to sort of design my character from.
But did it, because like you said, just hearing the fact that they had to struggle so much to earn that 1 penny and to ensure that it's literally like you're earning that 1 letter that you're writing because it is that significant, right? When you're hearing these stories, did it ever come to a point where you're just like, oh my God, like it becomes overwhelming for you as people?
Yeah, that's absolutely, and that's exactly why I'm saying, more than this film took from me, it gave me so much. It taught me simplicity to another level. It taught me how to be humble, and these characters, they really influenced me.
Yeah.
Learning to let go and just live,
Yeah.
be with the moment, and not look at everything in life as like a challenge. If you sort of dissect it and take on challenges step by step, everything can just flow so
Yeah.
easy. So this kind of an approach I sort of learned from them.
Yeah.
So they have given me so much, I would say.
But again, like we have seen you play different kind of characters. You've always picked diverse characters. But this is probably the first time, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, where you're playing a character which is devoid of any vanity.
True.
For a hero, I mean, he's a hero, but he's a hero because of his act and not because
True.
of his vanity.
True.
Does it become difficult after having spent 15 years in the industry, or does it seem like a risk when you shed that vanity off and play a character for who he really is?
No, I love this kind of an approach. I want my characters to become the heroes, I like to sort of touch on characters that are very rooted, that are very rich in
Yeah.
emotion and culture. And also today the audience is very curious about this. They want to know stories of the land.
Yeah.
And that's what we're seeing working, and and these stories also intrigue me more and more.
Yeah.
So I'm very comfortable in this
in these kind of roles,
zone.
yeah.
Yes, yes.
But is there a perception then within the industry which you are also trying to sort of challenge, wherein you're playing characters like that and telling people that, listen, I'm also okay playing something like this, where I don't need to be the hero in terms of like vanity and that mass entry and everything? Is it?
No, but for me, this texture, this zone has worked for me better.
Yeah.
Of course, Thandel is the most I've pushed myself
Yeah.
to in this. But if you look at films like Majli that have worked for me, Love Story,
Yeah.
my recent films, these two have really worked for me, and the characters are very rooted.
True.
They're very raw and rustic.
True.
They don't have the whole vanity angle attached. Of course, we do sort of layer it with a cinematic language.
Yeah.
Where it's required, we will elevate the hero.
Absolutely,
Where
yeah.
it's required, but we try to keep it as organic and as real as possible. And that's the approach I like. I prefer. So when there's no vanity, it's not like it's threatening me. I feel more at home.
Wow,
Yeah.
it's very rare
Yeah.
for a hero to say that, honestly.
right.
But also your chemistry and your pairing with Sai Pallavi is something that has been, I mean, you know that people loved both of you in Love Story as well. And I'm sure that love is going to continue with Thandel as well. But what is it like to work with her? Is the second time now that
Yes.
you're working, is there a sense of comfort more so because it's a give and take relationship eventually, but now
Right.
that you know what kind of an actor she is, it
Right.
kind of helps.
Yeah, definitely. I think for any actor, when you work with someone, not only an actor, even with a technician for the second time around, there is the comfort
Yeah.
is much more elevated. It's a lot more transparent. You know their timing. You know what they like, they don't like. So it's very easy to navigate around the other person. Definitely in Thandel, I think you will see our performance on screen really grow from what you saw
Yeah,
in the
in
last
Love
film,
Story, yeah.
in Love Story. And also the love story here is treated in a very more mature sort of texture, because in Love Story you're more like a boy meets girl and
Yeah,
our journey
true,
from there.
true.
But in Thandel we open, with us being in an intense
Right.
love story and the challenges we face from that journey onwards.
Right.
So it's definitely it's we've upped the game.
Yeah.
I can say that very
Yeah,
confidently.
yeah,
You will definitely see scenes that are the chemistry,
Yeah.
the scenes will be a lot more exciting in Thandel.
What is your process like as an actor, Chair, especially when you're doing a character like this and with a co-star like this? Do you prefer doing workshops and like rehearsals way before?
Yeah,
getting
absolutely,
into it?
absolutely. I like to spend a lot of time preparing. Workshops are a definite compulsory for me.
Okay.
Because just me as a person, it takes me some time to shed all my inhibitions
Okay.
with new people. The more time I spend with them, the more comfortable I get.
Okay.
And just looking at them or reading them, just watching them read the lines, it sort of breaks a lot of barriers. So I like to invest time into that
Right.
that workshop. Also to get to know my director and to get to know his style, so
Yeah.
that if there are any arguments, any discussions, any conflicts, we'll beat it out then and there itself. Once we get to shoot, let's
Yeah.
just flow. Let's not
That
have any disturbances there.
I think that helps also.
Yeah.
So in that case, first time meeting Sai, when you met her for the first time to this, what was the biggest change within your equation off screen as well that you can say that okay, this is what changed? And because I can also attest that the first time I interviewed you versus now, there's a huge difference just in the way you're answering.
Okay. With Pallavi, no, she's the same person. To be honest, I'm
Yeah.
not. She's the same exact person I knew back then. The same amount of confidence, the same amount of hunger, the same amount of. She asked so many questions. Like she will ask the director, me, so many questions about the character, just
Right.
because that's how precise she is
Right.
in her head about what she's doing. So she hasn't changed at all.
And what about dancing with her? I feel like it's a challenge to watch because I'm like, oh my god, she's so good.
Yeah.
You are very good as well, but I
Thank
feel
you.
like I can sense there's a lot of effort that went behind, sort of like matching that energy.
Yeah, I think with dances, it's of course she's got it in her. I need to rehearse, but I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
I really enjoy it, and the kind of energy she brings on
Yeah.
screen. I think it's great
Yeah.
in the dancing. So for me, it's. I think through her, we've done a couple of songs in Love Story and in Thandel with this song. So through her, I've really like sort of, started to enjoy dancing a lot more. I can say that.
I, I think that resonates and that is visible in the dancing because this required a lot more precision, I feel like, just as a dance form. And you have nailed it. So
Thank you.
amazing on that. But also 15 years, Jay, is a long time. You've done so many different characters. Is there a character which really sort of impacted you in a way which no other character has?
And I think this character, Raju's character from Thandel, it's given me so much. It's given me so much, and also the journey has been so long.
Yeah.
I've never stayed with any character for as
For
long as
that
I've
long,
stayed with
Yeah.
this film. So it sort of influenced me in so many ways. And like I had said before, it was a very grounding experience. It was a very inspiring experience, and it made me so much more humble coming out of it. And I think it's this character.
But I feel like from whatever we could gauge, you have always been humble. So tell me, where does that also come from? Because you know that you come from a family which is revered. You know that there's a legacy there. You know that people love you for who you are as well. I think a lot of times we have seen stars who take that for granted. I have not seen you do that. How do you remain unaffected by all that?
Unaffected, I think. I don't know. I just keep telling myself that I have to keep learning. I have to keep staying curious. And only when we're rooted and grounded do we actually know what the people want or what they're feeling or what their conflicts are or what they're craving for. So unless we stay grounded and rooted, will we not be in access to all of this?
True.
The lesser filters we have, the lesser layers we have, and the more we're connected to the reality, I think it complements us as an actor.
True.
Because end of the day, we have to speak their language. We have to speak the emotions that they are feeling at
Yeah.
that point of time. And times are always changing constantly. So relevance is very important. So this is what I keep telling myself. There's still a very long way to go for me. Very, very long way to go for me. But this is what I try to keep telling myself and work on from time to time.
I think that has worked for you. But also, then I'm curious because, like you said, it's important to stay connected with the audience. It's true, it is in today's time, especially, and because of social media. But where do you draw the line then? That this is okay, this is where I stop, this is where I draw a hard boundary, that nothing more will I accept because social media is notorious. There are a lot of positives,
Yeah.
but there's equally a lot of negative as well.
I don't think social media is the only channel to sort of exercise all
Okay.
this. Social media is one of the tools. Like you said, you sort of invest too much into it, it can pull you down. With regards to social media, you definitely have to draw the line. You need to be clever enough to sort of pick and choose what You
Yeah.
want to take and what you want to ignore. Otherwise, you can lose the balance over there. But I think it's a very small tool, and there's so much of world outside social media.
Okay.
I would say even when we look for like sort of feedback on films and all that, just only looking into social media is not the right thing to do,
Okay.
because there's so much of the world who's not on social media, and I feel there's so much of the world who, yeah, they sort of look at social media and consume content, but it's not like they're commenting there, and it's not like they're leaving their
True.
genuine opinions there.
True.
So we should dig much deeper and much far from social media is what I
But
feel.
but when you're going through a lull in your career, because in the past 2 or 3 years, it was a
Yeah,
slight
yeah,
of a
yeah,
rough
yeah,
patch for
yeah.
you, right? I believe when you're going through a rough patch, it is more you fall prey to these comments and to this hard criticism sometimes a little more easily than when you're doing well, right? That's when you actually need to have this wise wisdom that you have.
Right.
How do you keep that up? How do you deal with it? Because I feel you have dealt with it very in a very dignified manner.
I think criticism is firstly very healthy. We all need criticism to keep growing. And ups and downs, especially in life, is healthy. You need to go through those cycles. Only when you go through those cycles will you learn, pick yourself up, and you'll come back stronger.
Yeah.
I think it's proven.
Yeah.
With so many actors, so many technicians, it's proven. Especially in this industry, you can't write anyone off, or you can't criticize them to a point saying, okay, it's
True.
yeah, because resurrection happens all the time. So I enjoy criticism, to be honest with you. I enjoy criticism in a healthy way, because critics from all forms, the audience, film critics, everyone, they teach me so much. And like I said, if you can learn to filter what is the right
Yeah.
criticism and what you can leave behind,
Yeah.
it's great. You
And
can
whatever
use it to
helps
your
you grow,
advantage.
yeah.
You can use it to your advantage.
So what next do you want to do in characters? Because I feel like with Duta also I saw that you pushed yourself a lot more. With this again, you're pushing yourself. Is there anything at all that you want the directors to like see in you and be like, okay, I check and do this?
So the next film I'm doing also is directed by this director called Karthik Verma. He made this film in Telugu called Virupaksha. So it's a mythological thriller. Again, a genre I've not
Dealt with before, yeah.
dealt with.
Yeah.
So that's something I'm doing next, which I'm really looking
Yeah.
forward to. And yeah, for now, this is what's on the table.
Okay, lovely. I'm really looking forward to everything that you have on
Thank
the
you.
table.
Thank you.
I cannot leave without congratulating you, of course, for the wedding,
Thank you
because
so
I love
much.
Sobhita. She knows that.
Thank you.
And very, very happy to see both of you.
That's really sweet.
What kind of change has that love brought into your life?
Of course, for me, love is everything. And I believe, you need a healthy love. I don't know how to frame it, but you need that influence in your
Yeah.
life to keep you healthy and to keep you happy. So yeah, I'm really happy with the
Everything that
recent.
is
Yes,
going
yes,
on.
yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
Sai.
so much.
All
Thank
the
you.
very best for Thandel. I
Thank
know
you.
it's going to be amazing.
Thank
and
you.
it will finally give that box office number that everyone is waiting for. Thank
That's
you so
really
much.
sweet of you. Thank you.